It's Week 17 of the NFL, and we'll see Brock Purdy. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Vikings and the Packers under the lights on Sunday night.
Nightfall in Minneapolis in December usually spells freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start.
What a way to ring in the new year. Final game of calendar year 2023. The Packers and Vikings. Off we go on New Year's Eve. Here comes Darius Slayton from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Now a toss for Swift left side. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's 2nd down.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That one will go for 9 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a 1st down with some nice running.
And that's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 20 carries, 110 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync. And that bodes well this late in the season.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards, 1st down, Packers.
2 big runs here to start this game. How about the offensive line? They came out firing. Great leverage, great punch to get this thing started.
And now this unit on the move already. Play action. It's Smith. He finds his target. It's Schultz. So no gain on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Throwing now is Geno. That's caught again by Schultz. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try and run here with Swift. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Can almost see inside his face mesh there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around a lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Geno now to throw. That pass complete to Moore. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. From the red zone now, Smith. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. Throwing on third down, Smith. And this pass caught by Gray. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. That last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number, and he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
Swift will score. Touchdown, Packers. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. This taken in right around the goal line. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. Leading them out, someone who took the league by storm last year is the most famous Mr. Irrelevant ever. From Iowa State, it's Brock Purdy.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Throwing here, Purdy. Completed out left to Dobbs. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby to about the 35, 2nd down. The rushing numbers for Bigsby a week ago. 11 carries, 54 yards.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
2nd down, here's a run with Bigsby. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Purdy with it on 3rd and long. That one caught by Felton. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 11. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48 and a return of 8. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Racing to the end zone. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick six.
And I know from experience throughout the week, when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick sixes and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are tied at 7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no run back here for Slayton, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4. You look at this defense for the Vikings. They are the 22nd ranked unit against the run in the NFL.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. In order to do that, they've got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better. And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Smith. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Hand off now. It's Gray with it. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
From the gun, Bigsby. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. 2nd quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. As they've got it as we resume action. Looking downfield for Jones. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Fielded at the 33. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's second down. Well, these two teams, they met in Lambeau earlier in the season with the Packers winning that ball game. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 60 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. Off of play action, here's Smith. He's got this to Pickens. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Swift going to try up the middle. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Throwing is Smith. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back in the 24. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
On 3rd down, here comes Swift. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. 3 yards won't be enough. Here's how to bring up 4th down. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 37. Butker's kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
On 1st down, Purdy. Open is Swain, the tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2nd and a couple. Play action, now Purdy. And this is taken in by the tight end, Bryson Hopkins. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. They work now on 2nd and 9. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal. That is caught. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 38-yard line. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Here's a give to Bigsby. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Devon Hamilton with the tackle. Purdy now to throw. And that is incomplete here.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Andrew Booth getting sent in on the corner blitz and getting home. Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Now you could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll kick it away for the second time. That's taken on the 25. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession as we eke closer and closer to intermission. Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Now a throw here to his running back, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Purdy will set up to throw it here. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he will hold the Vikings first down as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On the carry, Bigsby. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now Purdy. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say, when you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Into the hands of Cedric Tillman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now Gino on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Moore. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. Again, Smith. Got an open man. It's Pickens. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. The Smith throw complete there to Moore. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Now a 2nd and 6. Here's Smith. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
They kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. Now Smith on 3rd and goal. To the sideline and incomplete. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the 2nd quarter. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. We watched a solid performance out of running back DeAndre Swift. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
Stevenson now, he's going to bring this out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Here's Bigsby. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Purdy. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kayvon Thibodeau make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing here, Purdy. That's going to be caught by Bigsby. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Walked up all his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Taken from just outside the 30. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Throwing now is Geno. Open man, that's Tillman. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. This will be taken at the 10. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that will bring up 2nd down. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. First target, first catch, and a 1st down. Purdy from the gun. to eat this one as down he goes. Bradley Chubb, he's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Back to throw, Purdy. The short one there, caught by Swain.
It's not critical about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Purdy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Vikings 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They'll run on 1st down. Felton. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Play action. Now Purdy. With a catch made by Hopkins. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Purdy looking to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. 1st down, and they go with Swift again. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now Smith. And that'll be incomplete.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's going to look for the football. Knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Swift. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. Geno now to throw. To the right side, and he's got more, complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. 3rd and 7 now. Now Geno on the move to his left, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders go to him.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. This is taken at the 18. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Here's Purdy. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Purdy will set up to throw it here. That is caught. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the 1st down.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Once more, Purdy looking to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Kayvon Thibodeau, his 2nd sack of the night.
Oh, man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Purdy off the play fake. He's got this to the tight end, Hopkins. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Purdy now to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Christian Barmore getting in there to drop him. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Now Gino on 1st down. Pickens on the slant. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter play. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. Smith now to throw. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Green Bay. And even 40 yards.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. From the gun, here's Swift. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. Smith. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Here's Swift. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this this fourth quarter.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
They'll try to run with Swift. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the two-point conversion to extend this lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
Throwing here, Purdy. He'll get the... And now the ball's out. Fall near midfield. And the Packers pick it up. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Packers offense set to go. And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the fourth quarter.
Encroachment, defense.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
Still first down.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. They run out of the gun with Swift. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 19 yards there on the catch and run. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Complete on the quick throw to Moore. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Touchdown, Packers. George Pickens, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers have put this one to bed here in the fourth quarter. So an important touchdown right there is now they're really beginning to pull away.
Yeah, and this was a tight game until not too long ago. But since then, they've hit the accelerator. And they pushed the lead up to 3 scores here in the fourth quarter. And I don't see them looking back.
Butker on for the PAT. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab. This fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
9 yards, and that leaves them just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. And now they're in the hurry-up. On third down, here's Purdy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. Again, it's Purdy to throw it. That one caught by Felton. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now Purdy. That's going to be taken in by Felton. That'll go for a gain of 7, and 3rd and 1 now. Back to throw, Purdy. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Completes it again to Dobbs. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Purdy looking to throw. A short one there, caught by Swain. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Purdy looking to throw on first down here. Man open, here is Jones. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Purdy will look to throw again here. And it's caught on the deflection. And this is going to be a touchdown. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2.
The Vikings will line up for the 2-point conversion.
And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early.
Ball start.
The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And it's incomplete. But a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got. And that incompletion means his streak is over there. He'd hit on 9 straight passes. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And no run back here for Slayton, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 15 at the 20-yard line.
Once again, it's Swift. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 111 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Read option. This is great. They needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. Football. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game. And we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So the big return had them fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
Taken at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Now this going to be a quarterback draw. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. Here's Purdy. The short one there caught by Swain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And quickly they get to the line. On 3rd down, it's Purdy. This pass caught. It's Dobbs with it. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st down, Purdy. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a...
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. A short one there caught by Swain. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. On the handoff, this is Swift. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd. From the gun, here's Smith. That is caught. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
They thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. And a division game is usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big victory. Oh, yeah, that flight home will be good.
So for the Packers, they get their 6th win of the season against 10 losses. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.